Good evening and welcome back to another episode of The Longing, where today we're going to be once again continuing to read the Iliad by Homer. So, let's get going. Geranian Nestor then, so fate has willed, and all confirming time has fate fulfilled. Not he that thunders from the aerial bower, not Jove himself upon the past has power. The wall our late inviolable bound, and best defence lies smoking. I've lost where we are. Smoking on the ground. Even to the ships their conquering arms extend, and groans of slaughtered Greeks to heaven ascend. On speedy measures then employ your thought, in such distress, if counsel profit aught. Arms cannot much, though Mars our souls incite, these gaping wounds withhold us from the fight. To him the monarch that our army bends, that Troy triumphant our high fleet ascends, and that the rampart late our surest trust, and best defence lies smoking in the dust. All this from Jove's afflictive hand we bear, who far from Argos wills our ruin here. Past are the days when happier Greece was blessed, and all his favour, all his aid confessed. Now heaven averse our hands from battle ties, and lifts the Trojan glory to the skies. Cease we at length to waste our blood in vain, and launch what ships lie nearest to the main. Leave these at anchor till the coming night, then if impetuous Troy forbear the fight, bring all to sea and hoist each sail for flight. Better from evils well foreseen to run, than perish in the danger we may shun. Thus he, the sage Ulysses, thus replies, while anger flashed from his disdainful eyes. What shameful words, unkingly as thou art, fall from that trembling tongue and timorous heart. O were thy sway the curse of meaner powers, and thou the shame of any host but ours. A host, by Jove, endued with martial might, and taught to conquer or to fall in fight. Adventurous combats and bold wars to wage, employed our youth and yet employs our age. And wilt thou thus desert the Trojan plain, and have the whole streams of blood been spilt in vain? In such base sentence if thou couch thy fear, speak it in whispers lest a Greek should hear. Lives there a man so dead to fame, who dares to think such meanness, or the thought declares? And comes it even from him whose sovereign sway the banded legions of all Greece obey? Is this a general's voice that calls to flight, while war hangs doubtful, while his soldiers fight? What more could Troy, what yet their fate denies? Thou givest the foe, all Greece becomes their prize. No more the troops our hoisted sails in view, themselves abandoned, shall the fight pursue. But thy ships flying with despair shall see, and owe destruction to a prince like thee. Thy just reproofs Atrides' calm replies, like arrows pierce me, for thy words are wise. Unwilling as I am to lose the host, I force not Greece to quit this hateful coast. Glad I submit, whoe'er or young or old, aught more conducive to our weal unfold. Tydides cut him short and thus began, such counsel if you seek, behold the man, who boldly gives it and what he shall say, young though he be, disdain not to obey. A youth who from the mighty Tydeus springs, may speak to councils and assembled kings. Hear then in me the great Aeneas' son, whose honoured dust his race of glory run, lies whelmed in ruins of the Theban wall, brave in his life and glorious in his fall. With 3 bold sons was generous Protheus blessed, who Pleuron's walls and Calydon possessed. Malus and Agrius, but who far surpassed the rest in courage, Oenus was the last. From him my sire, from Calydon expelled, he passed to Argos, and in exile dwelled. The monarch's daughter there so Jove ordained, he won and flourished where Adrastus reigned. There, rich in fortune's gifts, his acres tilled, beheld his vines their liquid harvest yield. And numerous flocks that whitened all the field, such Tydeus was, the foremost once in fame, nor lives in Greece a stranger to his name. Then what for common good in my thoughts inspire, attend and in the son respect the sire. Though sore of battle, though with wounds oppressed, let each go forth and animate the rest. Advance the glory which he cannot share, though not partaker, witness of the war. But lest new wounds on wounds o'erpower us quite, beyond the missile javelin's sounding flight. Safe let us stand, and from the tumult far, inspire the ranks and rule the distant war. He added not, the listening kings obey. Slow moving on, Atrides leads the way. The god of ocean, to inflame their rage, appears a warrior furrowed o'er with age. Pressed in his own the general's hand he took, and thus the venerable hero spoke. Atrides, lo, with what disdainful eye Achilles sees his country's forces fly. Blind impious man, whose anger is his guide, who glories in unutterable pride. So may he perish, so may Jove overwhelm with shame, but heaven forsakes not thee o'er yonder sands. Soon shalt thou view the scattered Trojan bands fly diverse, while proud kings and chiefs renowned, driven heaps on heaps with clouds involved around, of rolling dust their winged wheels employ to hide their ignominious heads in Troy. He spoke, then rushed amid the warrior crew, and sent his voice before him as he flew. Loud as the shout encountering armies yield, when twice 10,000 shake the labouring field. Such was the voice, and such the thundering sound, of him whose trident rends the solid ground. Each Argive bosom beats to meet the fight, and grisly war appears a pleasing sight. Meantime Saturnia from Olympus's brow, high-throned in gold, beheld the fields below. With joy the glorious conflict she surveyed, where her great brother that gave the Grecians aid. But placed aloft on Ida's shady height, she sees her Jove, and trembles at the sight. Jove to deceive, what methods shall she try? What arts to blind his all-beholding eye? At length she trusts her power, resolved to prove the old, yet still successful, cheat of love. Against his wisdom to oppose her charms, and lull the Lord of Thunders in her arms. We'll hold off. That'll take us a little bit too long. Right. I've come to the end of the reading portion. As usual. Yes. Words have failed me. Tomorrow is likely to be a very early recording. It might go out a little late, but later in the day, but it'll most likely be recorded quite early in the morning, because I will be busy for the majority of the day. So the time will be a little weird. But anyway, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope you all have a wonderful morning, evening, afternoon, or night. No matter what time of day it is, I hope you all have a wonderful one of it. And as always, we will be back tomorrow for more of The Longing. Goodbye.